What's up, everybody? Top of the afternoon, Sunday session is episode 41. Here to deliver you a ton of information about growing your e-commerce business. Super excited to be here. For anybody that doesn't know who I am, my name is Eric Castellano, and I've been in the e-commerce game for about a decade, crushing massive numbers, shipping 3 million orders a month, and helping people just like you at all levels of business growth, help you optimize your processes and your systems so you can achieve greater sales, greater profit, and provide financial freedom for you and your family. That's the name of the goal for me. So welcome. Excited to have you here. The purpose of these calls are a live Q&A, right? I answer your questions, deliver information to help you grow your business. So if you got some questions, let them rip, my friends. Shamari, what's up, brother? Nice to have you. Free game, baby. I'm here. See, people know. See you Friday. Rover, man. You got... Oh, man. I'll explain to you why, Rover, the yacht, man, because it's going to be 6 hours of literally people asking me questions. That's no fun for me. It's not, if I'm getting paid, it's a lot of fun, but just on a regular day, it's not very enjoyable for me. Yeah, Super Bowl Sunday means nothing to me. I'm actually taking my girlfriend out for it's our anniversary. We're going to do an early Thanksgiving dinner. Early Valentine's Day dinner. I'm not going to go out on Tuesday night. So we got a place right up the street here. I saw it on TikTok. It's got like some dope little drinks and the whole nine. So I got us a reservation for 6:30. We're going to go check that out. So I'm super excited about it. I don't really care about sports. I don't have the time to invest in things I have zero control over. I mean, I don't mind watching them, but I'm not like a die-hard sports fan. Oh, I have no idea. Buy those sell Hines. We built our own, but we recommend, depending on what level of sales you're at. If you're brand new, Be Cool's pretty substantial. If you're doing between $10,000 and $25,000 a month, we suggest a repricer like Go Aura. And then if you're doing over $25,000 a month, we suggest a repricer like Seller Snap. And if anybody's interested in trying some of those out, just send me a DM. I get you set up with some free trials and some discounts. It's not a problem at all. Oh, this is a great question from Derek over here. Also, if you want the full user experience, I know some of you are on Facebook or some of you are on Instagram, some of you are on YouTube. If you want the full user experience of the big screen popping up on the TV, this is live on YouTube as well. Derek Flips asked a phenomenal question, which I'm super excited to ask. And this is one of the reasons why we've been able to grow so big. He said, Eric, what are your thoughts on placing orders at break even in order to get deeper discounts next time around? Absolutely. I highly encourage that. Right? A lot of times people are so focused on profit margin and return on investment that they fail to realize that their main goal initially when opening wholesale accounts should be building the relationship. That's the name of the game. Should be building relationship. Now, would I place an order where all the products are at break even? No, absolutely not. You still operate a business. You still need to make money. So I would not place an order where the entire order is at a break even or a small loss. But what I don't mind doing, and I encourage all of you to do, is add some of those products that you're breaking even on or even losing, 5 or 10% on to build the relationship. And also ask your suppliers what they need help moving, right? This isn't a take, give, or take relationship. It's a take, give, and then gain relationship, right? One hand wash the other, both wash the face. You got to offer them opportunities to let them know that you care as well. So it's not just like, hey, what's the best deals you got? What can you do for me? How can you help me? You got to be thinking about, hey, how can I help you? Send your vendors an email. Hey, do you have any products that you're trying to move? I'd love to review them and see if we can help you move any of them. They're going to think about you way quicker than they think about anybody else next time they get a good deal. Jojo, what's up? Here from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Yeah, exactly. Nice. The mama on the go. It's your anniversary too. Cool. Ours is actually, I think the 13th. Well, it's like give or take a couple months. That's when I first met her. It was the 13th. And then we went to Roca Core in Houston, which is a beautiful restaurant. Probably my top 5 restaurants in the country. I like going to Roca Core. There's one in Houston. There's one in Chicago. You got to get the omakase if you're going 100%, and it's phenomenal. Their Brussels sprouts are amazing. Sushi's amazing. Sashimi's amazing. All of it, really good. And yes, FBM is a good place to start. But the goal is to transition to FBA. When we first started selling on Amazon, we only did FBM, and we were averaging, 5 or 10 orders a day. And then we're like, you know what? Let's try to test. At the time for us, it was Welch's grapefruit, Welch's fruit snacks. And we're like, you know what? Let's test some of these products FBA. So we sent in like 120 units FBA. Sebastian sent them in, and they all sold out in like 3 days. So we went from selling 5 or 10 units a day to selling 30 to 40 units a day. And right when we experienced that, we're like, FBA is the move. It's the move. And now, actually, today we are 100% FBA business. Is it possible to send an oversized item to FBA that's case packed, but it's 32 inches long, which exceeds max box dimensions? So yes, you are allowed to send oversized units that exceed the 25 inches on the longest dimension if it's an oversized product. The only requirement or restriction is it has to be 1 unit, right? So you can't send a 32-inch long oversized box with 4 different oversized products in it. It has to be 1 box that is above the standard requirements of 25 inches or greater. No, we have not moved to a bigger warehouse yet. Our lease is up at the end of March. And we just visited a few places the other day. We're looking for some spaces to move into. Yeah, 2 for 1 Valentine's Day special. What's up? UFC's greater than football. What's a good amount to start wholesale? I recommend between $2,000 and $10,000. A lot of people reach out and they say, "Hey, I got 50K, I got 100K. What can I do with that?" That would be like the equivalent of starting to trade stock options and putting 50K, all your cash flow, into your first Amazon, call or Amazon put. It's like, never would I suggest that. Like, ease into it, learn the game a little bit. Start with $2,000 to $10,000. Place a few different orders from a few different companies. Learn the game. Understand the fundamentals. The fundamentals of Amazon wholesale and Amazon general are product research and access to profitable inventory. Those are the fundamentals. Most people make a mistake by thinking they know everything about product research, but you got to be analyzing the buy box statistics, the keep it chart, the competitive sellers, how much inventory is on the listing, what's the consistent BSR, is it a seasonal product, is there a hot time when this product drops? The beautiful thing about Amazon, it's cool to recognize, is that these listings need to be looked at like movies, not screenshots in time. Right? There's seasonality, there's trends, there's cycles in these products. And you'll look, they're very cyclical. You'll see that the product, it may be up for 4 months and then down for 4 months, up for 4 months and down for 4 months. And if you expand that keep it chart to look at the inception of that listing, whether it's 6 years ago, 8 years ago, 10 years ago, you'll be able to see those trends in the market and make better educated buying decisions. Stephanie, what's up? What do I do if Amazon increases FBA fees and doesn't want to refund and bring them back to normal? Shall I get a lawyer? No. Amazon has a very, very transparent FBA fee structure. It's literally all you have to do is search FBA fees in Seller Central in the search bar, and they tell you exactly what that fee structure would be. So it would be a waste of your money to get a lawyer to try to fight their FBA fees if the fee that they're charging you is accurate compared to what it says on their FBA fee sheet, right? It's very simple to understand that. You pop it open, they got different size tiers. Keep in mind, every February, the fee structure goes up, but you'd be wasting your time hiring a lawyer doing that, right? And make sure you're probably looking at actual weight versus dimensional weight. So there's a lot of confusion. I made this mistake early on because I was novice. I didn't know what I was doing, but I would send Amazon these very frustrated emails like, "Hey, you made a mistake. You're charging me too much money on this product," but that's because I was looking at the actual weight of the product instead of the dimensional weight. So the way Amazon determines actual weight versus dimensional weight. So let's say a product weighs 2.7 pounds, right? But dimensional weight is when you take the length times the width times the height and you divide it by 139. If the length times the width times the height divided by 139 is greater than that 2.7 number, then the dimensional weight governs and the dimensional outcome of that calculation becomes the new calculated weight. And the product is calculated at the dimensional weight instead of the actual weight. So usually when there's an FBA issue, it's because you're doing a miscalculation in your actual versus dimensional weight. So don't waste your money on a lawyer. Yeah, welcome to Amazon, to Swag. She said, I'm looking to scale bigger, but I find it hard to get good products with good enough ROI. Welcome to Amazon. You got to put in the work. They're out there. They're out there. I don't see your question. If it's all the same item in the box, that's oversized case pack of 5, would that be okay? I would have to check terms of service. I'm not going to ramble something off that I'm not 100% confident on, but you could just search oversized in the search bar of Seller Central, and it will give you the instructions of exactly how to ship that. 100% RA right now. Any advice adding some wholesale items? Yeah, open a wholesale account with a vendor and start. You know, the transition from RA to, we never really did any OA, but the transition from RA to wholesale took us a complete 18 months to make the full transition to 100% wholesale business. It's not going to happen overnight. So your first step, Joe, would be to build a relationship with a wholesaler. Place a small test order, $1,500, $2,000, and add that inventory to your RA inventory, right? And then what you do is you eliminate what didn't work from that order and you double down on what works. So let's say you buy 10 SKUs, 6 of them performed really well, 2 of them we broke even on, and the other 3 or the other 2 you lost on. You don't reorder those other 2, right? You don't reorder the 2 you broke even on, and then the 6 that you made money, you reorder from the vendor and you add some more SKUs to the next order. And then you open up another wholesale account and you just rinse, wash, and repeat that process until, you know, maybe 3 months, you're now an 80% RA, 20% wholesale business. And then in 6 months, you're 50-50. 9 months, you're 70-30, right? 70% being a majority of your business, which is wholesale, and 30% being RA. So it's a process. Are you looking at the GTIN for each ASIN? Yeah, we're definitely looking at the UPC and the GTINs on the listings to make sure that they're matching the inventory that we're selling. And the reason why is because Amazon, about 2 months ago, end of December, early January, did a huge GTIN purge where they actually removed tens of thousands of listings from Amazon. We actually removed 108 pallets of inventory from Amazon due to GTIN restrictions. And it was a very organized process for us. You know, we found new listings to send the inventory out under, existing listings, you know, created new listings, new bundles, new multi-packs to get that inventory sent back to Amazon. Some of them we had to liquidate, donate, sell it to flea markets, sell it to some of our buyers who come by and stop by and buy some inventory. But yeah, we're definitely analyzing GTINs and UPCs. For selling in Canadian marketplace, do you think it's better to go wider in your SKUs and less deep? I think it's better to go wider on your SKUs and less deep, regardless of what marketplace you're in. It gives you more opportunity to sell, right? It gives you a wider net to catch. So if you're not in the buy box on this product, you're in the buy box on this product, which provides more consistent sales. Do I recommend any prep centers? I do not have any direct recommendations, but I know inside of our private community, we have a list of every prep center in the United States, as well as hundreds of people who can recommend you amazing prep centers, depending on what state you're looking for. Can I get my account back if it's been suspended over a year? Depends on what the account suspension was, how many POAs you submitted. There's a lot of information that I would need to answer that question. The wedding was super fun. We had a great time. Thank you so much for asking. Zaswag, no, I can't suggest one good wholesaler. It's not part of the game. I don't help you by giving you a wholesaler. I hurt you by giving you a wholesaler. It doesn't help you at all. It teaches you to be me sufficient instead of self-sufficient. I don't need you to be me sufficient, you know, because then you're just gonna, when you run out of that wholesaler or that wholesaler doesn't have the products you want, you're gonna come running back to me and asking me for another one. So instead of teaching you or giving you a fish you can eat for a day, I'd rather teach you how to fish you can fish for a lifetime, feed your whole family. So no, I cannot give you a wholesaler. But if you're looking for someone gating, you could do like AE Distribution, Frontier Co-op, Target. Their invoices have been working recently for gating. East Bay, these are all companies that have low MOQs. You're not going to make a lot of money from their products, but you could get some inventory movement and get ungated in those categories. just be mindful too. I see this. I don't know who these people are commenting that they can help you in the comments, but I don't trust anybody nowadays. What do I do if I increase FBA fees? It doesn't want. I read that already. My criteria for analyzing products with variations is check the buy box statistics as well as the variation checker on, most importantly, the variation checker. I prefer to use AZ Insight. I know there's some other softwares out there, but AZ Insight's my go-to. I check the variation checker. I take the average of the percentage of reviews and the percentage of the rating. So let's say it's 10% on reviews, 10% on rating. I'll call it 7.5%, assuming that variation is getting 7.5% of the total listing sales. So if the listing collectively as a whole variation and the parent agent is selling 1,000 units, I'd multiply that by 0.75, and I'd essentially buy, what is that, 75 units, right? Or no, 750 units. I'd essentially buy or that's the determination of how much that specific variation is selling, 750 units. That's not how many I buy. I then analyze the competition of that specific variation by looking at the buy box statistics and the competitive sellers, and I'd make an educated buying decision by dividing the number of competitive sellers, taking 750 and dividing it by the number of competitive sellers, and then making an educated decision that way. Tyler, what's up, brother? Like 30K, 35K. No, this isn't a replay, but I get a lot of the same questions asked every single week. Story of my life. I love it though. Makes sense. There's a lot of new people learning how to sell on Amazon, and I want to be your guide. I want to be your shaman. Any advice or guidance on getting a product that's been in hazmat review for over a year to be deemed as a hazmat or not? Didn't create the listing and been FBM this product. Yeah, so there's something called an SDS form or an MSDS. It's a material safety data sheet. If you go onto our YouTube channel right here and you search Amazon Lit Hazmat or Amazon Lit SDS or MSDS, I think just Amazon Lit Hazmat will populate it. We actually show you step by step how to fill that MSDS form out and submit it so Amazon can review the documentation and make a better determination of if that product is actually a hazmat or not. Because we've had success getting products that were classified as hazmats reclassified as non-hazmats, and then the ability to send them FBA was possible. It used to be a bigger problem back in the day, not so much anymore. But sometimes you got to whip up a quick MSDS form. It's $29.97, Nate. At what point you recommend moving into a warehouse, currently using a 3PL with a 50-cent prep cost, makes small and light difficult? Listen, 50% prep, 50-cent prep cost is rather good. It's rather good. It's cheaper than my prep cost. It just depends. It depends on the volume you're doing and how efficient. So at the end of the day, when you're considering prep center versus warehouse, cost of prep isn't the only decision that you need to make when you're considering which one to go with. It's not the only considering factor. You have to consider quality control, speed of shipments, right? Time that it takes the prep center or your own warehouse to package the inventory. These are all things to consider. It's not always about return on cash when you're looking at a prep center cost versus a warehouse cost, right? Because if your prep center is taking 2 weeks to process your inventory, get it to Amazon, and they're not using 2D barcodes, and then it takes even longer for them to get it, like I'd rather open up my warehouse because I can get it to Amazon in 3 to 5 business days. Yeah, Emra, we've been praying for you, brother. Everybody keep Turkey in your prayers. That's terrible what happened over there. Like, it's ridiculously terrible. It's so sad. We're praying for you, man. And donate too if you can possibly. That would be huge. Yeah, Shamari. I haven't seen one in person, but it's dope, right? For Las Vegas, BGHL, we have maybe 3 or 4 tickets left. I'm probably going to close the link tonight because I can't oversell it. So there's maybe 3 or 4 tickets left. for our live event in Vegas. The link's in our Instagram bio. You can smash it and get locked in. Yeah, Joe B, you could see, Joe B asked if there's a way to tell how much stock Amazon has. So you can, AZ Insight will tell you how much stock they have unless they're hiding their inventory. And then sometimes, what's it called? It's slipping my mind. It'll come to me. But there's another software you could use that sometimes overrides the inventory limits, stock checkers. Abdul has a problem. He said, so a catalog he has a lot of this in the UPC column. How to fix it, please? What's the issue with C? You got to post what it has in the UPC column. 3 to 4 week lead time is not terrible. It's also not the best. So we do buy some products that have 3 to 4 week lead times. You just have to review the listing data and make sure when you check back, 6 months, 12 months, that the price is consistent. Wasim, you got to ask your question though. You just said, so you have a lot of this in the UPC column. A lot of what? You didn't put what it was. This thing in the catalog, I don't know how to pronounce it. Spaces. Just Google how to remove hyphens in an Excel file. There's a very short equation you could plug in. Just Google, Wasim, how to remove hyphens in an Excel file. It's like you're going to put quotations, hyphen, quotation, and then a space, and then a comma, and then just quotation, comma, and then parentheses, and it will remove them. I don't know the exact equation, but it's something similar to that. Just Google how to remove hyphens. It'll take you 30 seconds. What's up, Roxy? We'll see you in Vegas in a couple weeks or what? No, I don't have any stealth accounts. Sounds shady to me. Oh, how many? Thank you, Roxy. How many? There we go. Coming up. Control H and then replace the hyphen. Don't put anything in the replace by field. Absolutely, Shapsy. Thank you for your help. And I'm excited, Shapsy, if you applied, if you were accepted, you should get an email immediately after with a link to my calendar. If you weren't accepted, it's because you didn't submit that you had enough funds to join. So if you got something like, I apologize, you're not quite ready, and took you to our free beginners bundle, you'd have to resubmit if you have money to invest. Awesome, Shopsy. Just got the email. So pick a time that fits your schedule. I purchased a half pallet. Stefano, what's up, brother? I purchased a half pallet of wet ones, and some listings are hazmat and some aren't. So I had to only send in listings that were not restricting me. Yeah, it makes sense. That's something you should have checked before buying it. We always suggest add the products to an FBA shipment to make sure there's no restrictions. A lot of times too, AZ Insight will provide that information, and most Chrome extensions that live on the Amazon listing will provide that information. And just because it's a hazmat, you're probably not approved for the hazmat program, right? And they're very slow on accepting new requests and approving new people in hazmat right now. Yeah. But let's see, just do a quick Google search how to remove a hyphen, or you could follow Shapsy's suggestion, which is Control H and then replace the hyphen and don't put anything in the replace by field. What's up, everybody? Amazing, Roxy. See you in a couple weeks. Yeah, this is a great question. How do you calculate inbound transportation fees when it comes to oversized products? How do you make sure your margins will be there? So if you haven't sold any oversized products, I'd suggest putting about $1.75 for inbound transportation fees. And then your goal would be, I just got the confirmation, Shabsy. Your goal would be to then track your expense of shipping for, 5, 6, 7, 10, 15 hazmat or oversized shipments. And then you'll be able to have an average, a real company average of what it costs you to send an oversized shipment. We're averaging about $1.75 for an oversized shipment, for an oversized product, one ASIN. Yeah, you can FBM hazmat. Free Snickers. I'm giving out Twix today. Thursday, 10:55 a.m. See you then, Shasby. Yeah, if it lost to 0 in the beginning, go to format. Wasim, I feel like you just posted this in the Facebook group, or maybe somebody else did. Go to format and select text. Should solve it. Paulie Castellano, that's my uncle. No, I'm just kidding. There's no relation to Paulie C. I don't know. My father doesn't tell me shit about the lineage of my family, so possibly. Try number, Wasim. Instead of format, try number, and then remove the decimal place. And you might have to do it before you remove. Well, my question would be, before you remove the hyphen, did it have a leading 0? Because if it had a leading 0, you'd want to do number before you remove the hyphen. Does that make sense? Yeah, make everything text and then paste it in. Yeah, so if it had 0 before, you need to make everything text, format text. And sometimes you need to go back to the original step before you made any changes to it. Yes, text. Didn't work. Yeah, then do the Control H thing. Yeah. Hey, what's that? Troubleshooting Excel files in the YouTube chats. I love it. It's a bunch of Amazon sellers just doing regular Sunday shit. Trying to think if there's any I prefer to create all my listings with GS1 barcodes, 100%. If you're creating a new listing on Amazon, it's highly recommended you purchase your UPCs from GS1 directly. GS1 is the universal barcode distributor, right? It's like the plug for barcodes. Now, could you go like Speedy Barcodes or whatever, barcodes.com? Yeah, you could, but I just don't risk it, because the last thing I want to do is build an ASIN and start selling, 500, 800 units a month. And then all of a sudden, because I want to be a cheapskate and pay $1 or 50 cents for a UPC from Speedy Barcodes, instead of getting whatever they are, $10 or $20 per UPC from GS1. Now I dumped all this money into advertising, creating an optimized listing. And lo and behold, it instantly gets removed from Amazon, or after I build it up, it gets removed from Amazon because I didn't create it the right way. Go to customs and put 12.0 in them that work. So currently your restock limit is 1,000 units. How do I increase it? So I can't recall off the top of your head, so I don't want to guide you in the wrong direction, but I'm pretty sure Amazon now, it might be 9 weeks or it's like 13 weeks. It's some, they put a new restriction where it's like an amount of weeks that you're stuck at 1,000 unit restock limit. And then once you complete that week term, you're able to get an increase. And Amazon on July 7th or January 17th, they changed the infrastructure for restock limits, and you're now able to request and purchase increased cubic storage on a month-to-month basis for the coming month, not for the current month, but for the coming month. So you're able to go in and request an increase for March, for example. You put in a bid of what you're willing to pay, and if you win it, they'll increase your cubic feet storage and your ASIN limit. Now, I'll probably do a completely separate video on that because I want to jump back in there. I read all about it the other day, but I didn't absorb all the information to talk about it in a sense that I'm confident sharing all the information with you. So I'll double check on that. We could talk about that probably next weekend. Actually, next weekend, I will be in Miami for an Amazon event. So I probably will not be doing a Sunday sessions. I might pop in for a couple minutes just to say what's up, do like maybe 10, 15 minutes. And then the following week, I'll be in Las Vegas on Sunday, super busy. Got 2 trade show walkthroughs, an Amazon event, an Amazon meetup. I'll be busy all day Sunday. So the following week, I won't be doing a Sunday sessions. And then the week after that, I'll be in California at another trade show. So we might have like 2 or 3 weeks of some shorter Sunday sessions. And one of those weeks, there'll probably be no Sunday sessions at all. So I'm going to miss y'all. Yeah. Awesome, Roxy. Appreciate it. Happy you solved it, Wasim. So I'm going to answer a few more questions and break out of here. I'm going to go to the gym and then take a shower and head out, grab some dinner. On a new product, you make a small test order buy, or if the research dictates, do you buy a large amount? So yeah, if the data, like a small test order typically is like 18 to 36 units. It all depends on the volume of the SKU. If the SKU is moving thousands of units a month, it almost doesn't make sense to do a test order of 18 to 36 units, especially if all the data checks out. You looked at the buy box statistics, the competitive seller, you analyzed the keep it chart. And if everything makes sense, it's like, why are you only going to buy 18 or 36? So I'm absolutely going deeper, comfortable going deeper on products where the sales volume supports going deeper on products, 100%. Please, sir, I need what? You never said anything. They can. It's called throttling, so they can suspend your account if you grow too quick. Awesome, flipping Ben Amazon. Excited to see you at MSC, all LA right now, but I've been able to work with sales managers on a handful of sites and can't wait to move to wholesale. Awesome. And for anybody going to MSC, I got a special thing to provide anybody down there. So super excited about it. It's going to help you and provide you a lot of value. I don't have time for the Super Bowl. Expo West, Stefano. ASD and Expo West. Yeah, I'll see you in Miami next week, FBA woman. I love that name, by the way. That's classy. Miami Seller Conference. It's an event in Miami. Sold out though. Sold out for. I always find this happens, right? I have an event. These guys have an event. It always happens too. They talk about the event for 5, 6, 7 months in a row, right? It's on social media. It's on YouTube. It's on TikTok. It's on Instagram. People are sending DMs. The link's in the bio. And then like a week or two before the event, it's like somebody who's been following, liking all our posts. They're like, "Oh, you're having an event?" It's like, "Yeah, I've been talking about it for 6 months. I'm having an event. We've been literally posting about it every single day, sending emails." People are like, "Oh, I didn't know." It's like, what do you mean you didn't know? Are you alive? You have to know. You literally been putting it in front of your face. And then they can't go because it's sold out by the time they figure it out. No, I've never done that. This gentleman asked, do you recommend contacting the brand that you're planning to buy from a distributor to see if they require to become an authorized seller on Amazon or if they have any restrictions? No, that would be a nightmare if that was the wholesale business model. That would literally be a nightmare. What you can do though is you can usually figure that out by looking at their listings on Amazon. Popping up some of the brand listings, seeing if it's the same sellers on all of them, seeing what the keep it charts look like. You'll be able to figure that out just doing some research. 100%. Thanks, FBA Woman. All right, my friends. This has been a pleasure. I appreciate spending this time with y'all. Codes Nutrition, what's up? It's been a pleasure. Happy Valentine's Day to all you married folks and couples out there. Enjoy Super Bowl Sunday. Hopefully you win big money on the game. And yeah, have a great day. I look forward to seeing you. Some of you in Miami next weekend, some of you in Las Vegas the following weekend, and some of you out in California the following weekend after that. It's one of my favorite things to do is to meet all you in person. The call will be with me, Shapsy. So I'll see you on Thursday. And yeah, appreciate y'all. Have a beautiful night. Stay grateful and stay lit, my friends. Goodbye.